everyone, and welcome back to the 100th episode of Here Be Dragons. I am your host. I have been on every episode except one. Uh, but yeah, I'm your host, Stephen Stark. With me, as always, my two trusty co-hosts, John and Nessie. You guys, I figure most of you here know who we are, have been here before. If this is your first time finding this channel, well, this is not indicative of what we normally do, but it's going to totally wind up being what we normally do, talking about nerdy stuff and getting totally derailed. One thing you will notice is that this episode starts off the rails. So, like, we don't have a topic this week. The week is we've done 100 episodes, and we want to celebrate and give away a bunch of stuff to our supporters. So, yeah. Hi, everyone.
Oh.
Thanks for coming.
Oh, I thought Nessie was here, but I guess Amy's. Oh, no, it is Nessie.
A little peeling back the curtain there. We use different. Several of us use this StreamYard account, and so it's like whoever used it last, their picture is the default that Aemy recorded probably last night or yesterday or something. I don't know. Anyway, hi everybody. Welcome back. So let's talk about what we're giving away and how we're going to do that. And then then I'll look to the chat, and the chat will bring up whatever the hell they want to talk about. All right. Yeah. So we're going to give away, the first thing we're going to give away is $100 gift certificate to Michael Klarfeld's shop. Next thing we're going to give away is a 3-pack of Keira Knightley movies. Then we're going to give away a $100 gift certificate to Sanrixian's Threadless shop. And then our last prize of the evening is one free ticket to Con of Thrones. Yeah, so, and also got to just say, Reflective Rambling, thank you very much for the good wishes, and also thank you for the gorgeous title card art that is we're also using as a background. It is, I was blown away. Thank you so much. It's fantastic.
It's incredible because I saw it as it popped up on Twitter last night, and I was just like, holy crap. Yeah, it's unbelievable. I love it.
Yeah, totally. Seems like Nessie's having a little bit of a technical problems. I hope we can get that sorted soon because we need her. We need her here. And the way we're going to do these,
here.
Okay. The way we're going to do these is that when we give away each one, I will tell you you'll send an email to we3dragons@gmail.com, which I think I have do I not have a banner for that? Anyway. Oh yeah, there it is. we3dragons@gmail.com with a certain thing in the subject. After a few minutes, I'll count them. I'll use a random number generator on Google, and that's how we will pick. Also, if you are John's parents or Nessie's kids or my cousins, you can't win, okay? You can't win. This is for our, for the fans, y'all, for the fans. Because honestly, like, I started doing this quite some time ago, knowing some people who did it already, and they were very, very supportive in the early going, but like, I didn't have followers of my own. This channel didn't have its own followers, but 100 episodes later, we definitely have our own community. And there's so many of them here today in the chat, and I'm really excited to see you all. Thanks everyone for showing up. But yeah, I'm blown away that after 100 episodes, like, I wouldn't recognize this channel from where it started, which was just me talking at a camera and desperately trying to find a guest. And now it's like our production quality has gone way up, and our guests have improved, and we've found new friends through that medium. And like, sister channels, John Webster Film and the Unspun Yarn, have come into existence, and maybe like sister channel, Aemy Blackfyre. There's just so much cross promotion between what we all do. Like we've kind of got our own little corner of the internet carved out, and it only took 100 episodes to do it. So I'm going to throw this to the chat. This is also an AMA, so you can ask me anything you want. I might tell you it's none of your business, but ask away by all means. But I'm going to start with John or Nessie. Do you have like a highlight moment? It's 100 episodes. I know that's a long way to reach back in your memory, but what are some of the highlights, do you think?
Let's see. I think John's fake out, where
that's gonna live forever, isn't it?
Ah, you thief.
Right there. But it's my favorite episode, John. You got to perform it, but I got to view it. Yes, the Galaxy Quest episode. That was really
that was fun.
Super fun, and just the normally effusive John Webster, I love everything, nostalgia wise with films that he got to pick.
But I didn't do myself any favors, because then it turned out that I really do love everything because it was fake. So
that was that the Umbrella Academy season 1?
Yeah, season 1. Yeah, that's it.
So
that was a good time.
So I think it ruined chances I had to genuinely say I don't like something aside from maybe after last night. Maybe I went ahead and took care of that.
Yeah, if you missed it last night, John had a premiere for his Pirates of the Caribbean stream, the first half of which was about Pirates of the Caribbean. And the second half was about tearing down Marvel, and it was kind of hilarious. I was laughing quite a bit, even though I'm on the other side of that debate. But we're going to get you back by kicking you off for a stream and having a Marvel appreciation stream.
Hey, that's fair. That's fair. So okay, now I guess I have to pick my favorite. But damn it, Nessie. I mean, that's fair, but you did steal mine. I don't know. I'm really struck by some of. I don't know if it's necessarily my favorite, but I'm really struck by the memory of those early streams before I was officially a host, just because of what a fun experience that was for me, as terrified as I was, when you invited me on to talk about The Expanse, and when you wanted to keep having me come on as a repeat guest, and it made me feel all warm and fuzzy inside, and I really enjoyed taking that journey and sort of falling in love with The Expanse along with you guys. And yeah, it's hard to believe that so much time has passed on from that.
Right. Because that was 18 months ago or so.
Yeah.
Yep. Ooh, this is a good one. And it's from Dancing Sean. I see Sean and Rita, his wife, both in the chat. Hello, friends. Good to see you. What is your favorite color? So my favorite color is a green that does not appear in my logo. It is like a true but kind of dark forest. It's a true green, but it's kind of a darker than sort of neutral green. Nice one. Wait, quest. What is your quest? Okay. But Nessie, what's your favorite color? You might
also green.
Also green.
Which appears in my avatar, which was a beautiful gift from our good friend Sandrixian. She made this avatar for me a few years back, and it has all of my favorite colors in there. All shades of green, got a little tint of amethysty purple in there. So yeah, that about covers it. Visual is a little bit better than words, I think.
Yeah, this is not much variety. Green is also my favorite color.
Hey, man, like it might be kind of boring, but at least it's honest.
I'll be honest though, where it originates from. Like when I was a little kid, I was an enormous fan of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, and the Green Ranger was my favorite. So like that sort of bold, version of green. I even have like, I wish I had it in here. I've actually got it set out in the living room. Is a little figurine of the Green Ranger that I got like 2 years ago.
Nice.
And like I have it set out amongst like all the fancy stuff sitting there, so it's like it's in its rightful place.
Right, it's with the other fancy stuff.
Yeah.
Right on.
More technical details.
I'm sorry. I'm also trying to keep up with the chat. There's quite a few people here today, and Cassie agrees with you. Mighty Morphin Power Rangers forever.
Yeah, that's right.
I don't know if I've told this. I know I've said it on Zoom before. I may have said it on one episode or other, but I knew somebody who acted on that show from the very beginning. Yes. If you remember all the way back to the original Power Rangers series, there was a pair of bullies called Bulk and Skull.
Yes.
Jason Narvey went to the same high school I did, and he played Skull, the skinny kid, the skinny bully.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
I love this.
I was in the Pirates of Penzance with his girlfriend.
Oh my God.
Were you a pirate or a policeman?
I was actually both.
So this means that like I'm connected to the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers cast now, as far as I'm concerned.
Right, like there's a few degrees to Kevin Bacon, but like it's there.
Not as many though. 1 degree.
Right.
Friend of a friend.
I mean, I think I watched the first season of that show, sort of like I'm supporting my friend, but after the first season, I fell off because it's just, I was a teenager and I was too sophisticated for that,
Yeah, no, it hit me at just the right time because I was young enough, and I was also, I think that was actually what got me interested in the martial arts, and shortly after I joined karate, and I stuck with it until I got black belt, but then my interest sort of tapered off after that because.
How was your Power Ranger kick, John? Did you ever achieve the Power Ranger kick?
I mean, I'd say that, like, I think having studied like actual 10 years worth of martial arts, I was probably actually a little better than the actors on the show. I mean, but that's fine. They're actors. They're not like they weren't all like full-on martial artists. Not saying wow, that sounds pompous. Anyway, point being, like, I was like in love with that show. It was very formative. And I actually got to meet Aemy Jo Johnson, who played Kimberly at a nearby convention. Back before the pandemic hit. So.
Right. So you got a picture with her with no mask.
Yeah.
Nice. Well, let's see. Eric has a really great question. What is your favorite breakfast, lunch, dinner, and dessert? Okay, I can run through this easy. Favorite breakfast is 2 eggs over medium, bacon, crispy but not like burnt. Hash browns with lots of white gravy, and a chicken fried steak. And you mix everything together that's not the chicken fried steak, and then you smear it over the top of it like it's mortar between bricks, and then you just cut it and eat it that way. So good. Okay, that's my favorite breakfast. How about you, John?
Pizza.
Okay.
No, that's actually not true. No, like breakfast, like, the thing you have to understand, like, I am the pickiest eater in the world. So, like, there's actually, I stick to my, like, basics. So for breakfast, it's either a bowl of cereal or I also really like Grand's biscuits. For lunch, I mean, it's usually it's usually leftovers from whatever was dinner the night before. But no, I love like spaghetti.
Okay, breakfast.
What? Yeah, I said breakfast.
Okay. I said breakfast. Nessie, what's your favorite
Sorry,
breakfast?
I thought we were going through all of them.
Okay, well, Steven, you had me until you mixed it all together, and I almost threw up in the back of my mouth, which
No,
probably
man,
was
you
like what
gotta
you had
make
on your plate.
it's like breakfast cement, and it's
Oh,
so
I
good.
get it. My husband does the same thing, and it is gross. I love him dearly, and it's still gross. So, yeah, we're going to start out with it's a toss up, but crispy waffles with melty butter, Kerrygold, by the way, butter, and real maple syrup on the side. You're going to have 2 eggs. You're going to have crispy corned beef hash to the side. Okay. And also, you're going to have a biscuit and you're going to have gravy, but you're going to have that stuff in a different bowl because I like to dip. Little hash browns on the side with ketchup.
Right?
And then I'm going to take a coma.
Yeah, it sounds like we both.
And I won't need lunch.
Yep. I mean, it sounds pretty good. I like it all so far.
I like everything crispy, man. Crispy.
Okay. And like for lunch, I just want a burger. Mushroom Swiss burger is preferable even. And then for dinner, like my favorite dinner is going to be probably crawfish gumbo.
Oh, that's so good too.
And then for dessert, a slice of cheesecake. All right, I'm done. Or breakfast for dinner, as per a few people's suggestions. And that's always good. All right, John, round us out, buddy. Lunch, dinner, dessert.
Yeah, I don't know. I like a variety of different things. Give me spaghetti, chicken steak, and then for good measure on Fridays pizza. I'm not too fancy.
And then for dessert, more pizza.
Are you sure you weren't like a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle instead of a Power Ranger?
It's possible. It's very possible. I'm not going to say like I wasn't obsessed with that cartoon when I was a kid.
Lunch, man, I'm like a.
I'm sorry.
I like a burger. I like a really good burger, like medium rare to medium, not too overdone. All the stuff on it. If I'm feeling like if I didn't eat that breakfast I had earlier there, or like a Cobb salad. I just love all the little bits and bobs that are on it. Of course, it's got bacon on it. Of course, it's got blue cheese on it. And for dinner, it's got to be seafood. All the seafood. We're talking crabs. We're talking crab legs. We're talking shrimp. We're talking scallops. All the goodies.
Okay.
Maybe I'll throw in a vegetable just to keep things moving. But other than that, it's going to be pile-on seafood.
Okay. And how about a dessert? You got a favorite dessert?
I do. And it's cherry cobbler. Yes, it's cherry. And it's going to have a big old glop of melty, runny vanilla ice cream on there.
You had me until you mixed the ice cream together with the cherry cobbler.
You have to get it like at the perfect time.
Look. You got repulsed by my mixing of foods. I'm going to get repulsed by yours.
Fair. That's fair.
Okay. Good. Well, all right. You know what, though?
I think Aaron and I had the same taste in everything.
Yes.
The unhealthiest of salads.
So here's the deal, y'all. We're going to give something away now. Okay? And so right now, we're going to give away $100 worth of Michael Klarfeld swag to one lucky winner. Here's what you do. email we3dragons@gmail.com. There it is right there. we3dragons@gmail.com.
Get your
And
phones.
and put maps, MAPS, as in the subject line, and we will check back in 5 minutes from right now. You know what? I'm going to set a stopwatch, a timer of 5 minutes. I say that. Okay, ready? Go. 5 minutes, guys. You've got 5 minutes to send in your emails. Until then, let's somebody else. I mean, the chat is really going, so I lost it. But there were a couple of questions. Let's see. I'm going to scroll back up. Ooh, Anna had a great one. What is your favorite bad boy or bad girl character? Faith from Buffy the Vampire Slayer. I felt things looking at that woman, and that was at the yeah. Anyway, Faith from Buffy the Vampire Slayer, great bad girl character. Even like when she kind of goes good guy towards the end of her arc, she's still a bad girl while she does it. How about you, Nessie? What about you?
Hard to pick just one. I kind of got a thing for the baddies a little bit. Got a little love there. We're going to dig in the Wayback Machine, and probably this reflects maybe why I have a love of the baddies. And I'm going to go Khan, Star Trek Wrath of Khan.
Good choice.
Even the original
Ricardo Montalban with the big pecs and the flowing white hair. I mean,
yeah, man.
I'm with you.
Like, I think it imprinted on me at such a young age, and I'm like, oh, that's weird. And and of course, you got your Cumberbatch in the latest episodes. Yeah, I think that kind of imprinted on me. I'm like, I like the bad guy, especially when they're like really charismatic like that. He could also throw like Loki in there. Just a charismatic bad guy. Maybe even a little
Loki's another great choice.
Maybe a little Jack Nicholson for flavor from the Joker,
Okay. How about John? John, you like bad girls, don't you?
I'm gonna follow up on on the Batman topic and go with Michelle Pfeiffer, Catwoman.
Meow.
Oh, yeah, another really good choice.
Yeah, making me feel things when I didn't think I wanted to be feeling things at that age, where I was still like in the girls have cooties stage, but something's going on there.
Also, like, she could give me fleas any day, right?
You've got 2 minutes to get that email in. Email at we3dragons@gmail.com with the title, with the subject line MAPS, MAPS. You've got 2 minutes from now to get that in to win $100 worth of Michael Klarfeld swag.
King I gotta agree with.
I'm seeing some love for I see Han Solo and Boba Fett.
Han Solo's kind of barely a bad guy.
He's a bad boy, not a bad guy. He's a bad boy.
Oh yeah, he is. He's one you don't bring home to mother. That's right.
In fairness, like Catwoman is like it's that line between villain and anti-hero. So I don't know if it needs to strictly be, bad guy instead meaning like a villain, just right in that dark side of it.
The bad boy.
You just look at him and you say, "Oh, I could work with that." They just misunderstood.
Right. I can change him. Sorry.
Only a little. Semi-domesticated.
Prince Lotor from Voltron.
What?
Was that like the main bad guy in Voltron?
Wow.
It's got to be, I guess.
I'm sorry, Helen.
Yeah. Helen loves the Emperor but hates Ents. I don't know what's wrong with you. I mean, I still like you anyway, but I don't know what's wrong with you. It was, oh, I'm sorry, Danny. It's MAPS, MAPS.
Oh my God, Helen. In no incarnation.
That's a sentence I don't think I ever wanted to see.
No.
All right, that's it. Let's get a winner. Okay, how many entries do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, sorry, Danny, get out of here with that crap. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We have 9 entries for the map. So, Google, random number generator.
I was going to roll a dice, but we didn't have an appropriate number.
Yeah, I don't have a D9, sorry.
I was going to just do a 10 and disconnect the 0.
All right, so from 1 to 9, generate. It says 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Peadar Ruan. Peadar Ruan.
Slow clap.
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding.
Sorry, man. That Potter's my boy.
Sorry, Patter. It's what you get for being our resident troll.
Our pet
he's trolled me already in the chat. What you know?
So yeah, congrats, Potter. I'll get with you after the stream, and we'll talk about how to redeem your prize.
Wait,
awesome.
Does Potter even Aswaf?
The thing is, I mean, he does a little bit, but Michael Clarfeld has a couple other things that are really great. Like he's got a great Middle Earth map too.
They're beautiful. Great. Oh, he'll love that.
Yeah.
I don't think he has any Expanse maps yet, but maybe we'll get there one day.
Maybe. Okay, so back to the comments. Yeah, so big congrats, Potter. You guys, keep the stupid questions coming. I really love them. The bad boy question was great. Yeah, so there's been so much chat that it's fallen off the top of the list. I can't see what was asked last, but by all means, keep asking away. Yes, Middle Earth map. I just saw it recently. He posted it like 3 days ago. I think it's brand new. Ooh. Oh, yeah, nice. Michael Clarfeld will be on the Clueless Fangirls channel next week talking maps.
What?
Yeah, and for those of you who are a Song of Ice and Fire fans, go check out his stuff anyway. It's Claradox, KLARADOX.de. He is a German artist, and if you get the Reach maps or the Iron Islands maps or what have you, he's got a lot of like prominent YouTubers and podcasters and whatnot from the community drawn as characters around the edge of the maps, and it's matter of fact, I'm just gonna switch because Aemy, and if you want to, Amy's,
she's been Claradoxed.
Yes, this is what his art style looks like. I'm gonna blow up my screen for just a second. This is his art style. That is Aemy as, I can't remember what character she's meant to exactly be, but
I think it's a Marbrand.
But you can tell that's Aemy. And he's definitely got them with like Aziz and Ashea and Dancing Sean and the person you had on your channel last night as a guest, John. Lady Triple. So like, yeah, it's so great.
Oh, the king of the minor characters with the
yes. Thank you, Mike. I should have known you'd have the answer. Yeah, okay, cool. So Favorite sci-fi world build and fantasy world build. Sci-fi is going to be pretty easy for me. I love The Expanse, and one of the things that really gets me is their deep and thoughtful world building. Fantasy is I'm gonna have to think about it longer. When do you go?
Come on, John. I'll let you go ahead.
Well,
I know your
fantasy world build is obviously going to be Middle Earth, the Lord of the Rings. I mean, it's always at the top level for me. Sci-fi world build. That's interesting because I would think that I would automatically go to Star Wars, but I'm also inclined to go towards the reimagined Battlestar Galactica because I really love the world that they construct. But I don't know, like Star Wars is so big and
it's your favorite. Not what's the best. The question wasn't which is the best. The question is which is your favorite.
It's Star Wars. I mean, it has to be just with like all the different corners of the galaxy, and especially after seeing what they did with both on the animation side with Clone Wars and Rebels, the different like places that they went, different yeah, that's true. Star Wars, you could put that as fantasy. So
I generally do see Star Wars as fantasy over being sci-fi, but
okay. Well, then if we want to go for sorry, my camera just got disconnected for some reason. If we're going for like purely sci-fi, I'm gonna go for like I said, the reimagined Battlestar Galactica, because I think what they did on that show was really remarkable as far as like the history built into it, and and the types of characters and the world. So yeah, Battlestar.
Right on. I mean, it's a solid choice. Like, it's not my choice, but it might be my number 2. How about you, Nessie? You have a off the cuff answer for that?
Well, I mean, you guys have taken the cream of the crop so far, but I'll go ahead. There's still so many good shows.
Here's the thing: the question isn't like come up with different answers. The question is, what is your favorite? If your favorite is the same as my favorite, that's just
I think my favorite sci-fi is going to have to be Star Wars. Then, especially how they went out there with the expanded universe, and then they brought in so much world building with prophecies and history and places and things. The first few movies, they gave us like a taste, but it's all the expanded from the books and the comics and the cartoons, all of that world building you get from that. They just built layer on layer on layer, so it just goes deeper and deeper. So the further along those, the movie series goes, you have so much more to work with, so much more flavors, so much more meaning. So they did, from the mind of George Lucas and all of his friends, we got quite a universe literally to work with. Fantasy is going to be a little because a lot of fantasy authors really, the best fantasy authors do go into quite a bit of world building because they have to suck, they have to bring you there. I mean, Tolkien laid the ground. He's the guy, the bar that everybody is trying to, measure up against. When you can't argue with the master when it comes to fantasy world building, because his is really the setting that everyone is trying to compete with.
So basically what you're telling me is that you and John have the exact same answers.
Well,
I got
Lord of the Rings.
Like I got talked out of the Star Wars and sci-fi, and then Nessie slides in there.
Like I said, other authors and filmmakers have come behind them and taken those guidelines and like, what, we really need to like up our game. So when you get another series, like a series of books like A Song of Ice and Fire, or you talk, you're talking, Jim Butcher with some urban fantasy and his world building, and yeah, they are probably, close, right there.
Right on. I mean, like it's hard to argue against either of those, but for me, it is going to be The Expanse, and then I think for fantasy, like, can I just say A Song of Ice and Fire and nobody hits me with a rock and we move on?
No, I mean it would be my second choice.
Right.
It's hard. Like I'm sorry, nobody beats Tolkien for sort of the depth of like history and culture that was built up for that universe. But if I couldn't go with Tolkien, it would be it would be A Song of Ice and Fire without a doubt.
Solid. Yeah, I mean, like we're kind of in agreement. Like Star Wars and Lord of the Rings are way up there for me too. I just don't think they're quite in that top spot, Eric's got a good question. If you could go back in time and ask any historical creator a question, what would it be, and who would it be, and what would you ask? I'm going to broaden creator to be like, just I guess any historical figure. Who would I go back to meet? So like my list is always going to be somebody who made a huge difference in the world of sciences. So it could be Copernicus, it could be Einstein, it could be Isaac Newton, it could be Tycho Brahe. Like it would definitely be somebody along that line. I don't know. Give me a moment to think about it. Either of you have an idea of who you want to go back and talk to?
Oh shit.
Right. It's a good question, but it's not an easy answer.
Let's go way back. Okay. Let's get some way back in, and, like someone like, say, Archimedes, he's Pythagoras, Imhotep, who, the guy who gave us the pyramids. These are, of course they're guys, but these are specific names. Like what their thought process, how do they make those like tremendous breakthroughs when, everybody else is, barely, invented the wheel, and these guys are like up here, like kicking technology down the alley. The great breakthroughs in technology, the ancient scribes and scholars of, of early history. I just like peruse me through the Library of Alexandria, let me just get in good with the librarian there.
Be like, back everything up and move it to a separate location.
Right.
Back up the hard drive, people. Back up the hard drive.
Right. I would probably. Here's the thing. I would want to meet one of these like titans of science, but then I would want to ask them a non-scientific question that got into their sort of like ethics or morality, or their view on like, do humans have a responsibility to be ethical to unborn generations? And I want to ask that of Sir Isaac Newton. So there you go.
Well, he was like literally a Renaissance man, because he wrote a lot, not just science, but he was like into philosophy and, morality and things. So that, that you could have like a great conversation with Newton about just probably any subject. And, you could ask him what his favorite breakfast is, and he'd probably expound for an hour and be like, yeah, you're right. Or I disagree with you, sir, because that's just mushy. So,
okay. Yeah. Did we answer that question?
And we didn't even get into like music.
Yeah, like I would personally, I don't think this will shock anybody. I'd actually really like to go back and meet Mozart.
I
Good
was
choice.
humming
Yeah.
along there. I had that.
And just, I mean, maybe not even to ask him anything in particular, but just to like listen to him talk about, you know, just what goes into, you know, writing his music, and you know, and maybe just, it sounds dull, but maybe asking about his process, and like, you know, like because someone who could write that kind of music, it would just be interesting to pick his brain, and
Yep.
maybe also say like, take care of your health, man.
Right.
Yeah.
I actually
Can we put a
love
little
this
money
take from
aside? You know?
I love this take from Guilty Undertaker. Go back and play him Howard Shore's Lord of the Rings score, and then ask him what he thinks.
I mean, I'd actually be kind of worried, just because
Like-
it's of it. Because if anything, Howard Shore's music is much more reminiscent of the like period of music that was done by like the likes of Wagner and stuff. So I don't even know if Mozart would care for it, because it would be so like tonally out of sync with like everything else of the time. But still, you know.
I could see him taking it and like saying, you know, da, 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 and like hit pause and then play something like better, you know, just like leveling it up.
Yeah, but
That's
like,
his pomposity level, you know. It's like, I hear it, but man, listen to this.
I would say I'd probably be really disappointed if like if I, you know, I know it wasn't the real, like the character is not the real man, but like if he didn't have like the cackle, I'd be like, oh.
I know. It's like, you little pompous asshole.
But in your movie, oh, good question from Anna. Do you have a favorite black and white movie? I do, and it's actually pretty easily for me. Guess what? It isn't. That's right. It's not Citizen Kane. It's it's the Maltese Falcon.
That's a good one. And I'm going to follow up with Casablanca. There's a bogey connection there, so, you know.
Yeah,
there's a little bit of connection.
John, I think this was a question that was asked of you on your birthday stream.
And I kind of cheated a little bit. It's not really cheating, because, you know, it doesn't say that it has to be from, you know, from a certain period, but like we're just talking black and white films, period. And for me, it's Schindler's List.
I mean, that's a great answer.
And I keep forgetting about that one too, because when I'm like, think
Helen
black
Reeves.
and white, I'm thinking,
I mean, it's really
older Hollywood classics.
Like, you have to be in the right frame of mind to say, I'm going to turn on Schindler's List. But like every time I start that movie, I'm just completely overcome with emotion. And I love like the whole opening with Liam Neeson, and, you know, and the music and the way he, like, you know, sets everything up at the restaurant. So he looks like this big, you know, like, important guy, and gets his business rolling. And it's a strange opening for a movie that's going to be about, you know, such dark and heavy things. But I think that's why it's so brilliant. That opening is kind of disarming, and then it hits you with a sledgehammer.
Yeah. And technically, like, the Wizard of Oz starts in black and white and ends in black and white. So, you know, real world to fantasy world, back to real world, which was brilliant. So yeah, if that's we can throw that in, even though it's not totally, I think, completely black and white, but I think
I mean,
it has merit.
Technically, Schindler's List isn't completely black and white. There is a red coat in there in 2 scenes, and then there is a color, like, scene. But like, you're right, the film is in black and white, really.
Yeah, no. And speaking of Wizard of Oz, when I did that stream, and it wasn't the one last night, but the week before, I was remarking how because I was so young when I first saw that film, I really thought that like it was the first color movie ever, just because of the way they did it, the way it transitions from black and white to color. It was like that's how they introduced color to the movies, and of course, then I got older and I was like, okay, so it didn't happen that way. But it's a nice thought.
I mean, Aaron, what would it be if it wasn't us on brand?
Right. And thank you for not letting it go by without commenting on it. I'm glad you were here to make sure we didn't let this unnecessary pedantry go unspoken of. Cool. So there was another good question about what TV show do you think has the best soundtrack? That's a tough call for me. You know what? I'm just going to go with with a recent show that had a great soundtrack, and that was The Umbrella Academy. Was so good. Like they had music from the 60s onward, and they had really inspired covers of different songs. There's a Swedish version of Hello by Adele that is awesome. So I'm going to go with that. Did I take your answer?
You took my answer, but
okay.
it's they just weave into the scenes so well, and they did a really great job with the music. I mean, I'm going to tip my hat to those guys. We talked about that so much on our the infamous Umbrella Academy stream.
Yeah. If you haven't seen that one, and if you've seen the Umbrella Academy but you haven't seen our coverage of it, go back and watch the season 1 coverage. You're not going to be disappointed.
No.
Seriously, like I don't really plug our old stuff too often, but that one's one of like the legendary ones out of the 100.
So I'll keep up what we have.
I think
here.
everybody is just trying to make me pull out hair that I don't have.
Okay.
I mean, like The Expanse has a great opening.
Okay, so John, what is the best TV show music?
And I also want to say I love you, Cassie, but God, I hate this argument. It's like I really want to notice music when I sit down and watch something that's part of the experience for me. But I get it. Lots of people say this, that they don't want to even notice the music. I just, as a film store lover, I just can't imagine that. I think my favorite, my favorite score, which I am going to clarify, is for television is probably Michael Giacchino's work for Lost, which I think is just absolutely tremendous and always tugs at my heartstrings. I cannot think of that phone call scene between Desmond and Penny without tearing up. And the way their love theme soars through, it's breathtaking. So yeah, Lost.
Okay. Any other thoughts on that?
Yeah, well, I'm gonna give it to The Expanse for having a slapping intro. I like some people will skip that intro. I'm gonna listen to it every time. I'm listening to that every time because it's just so haunting and beautiful. I'm like, yeah, that just sets me right up. Just gets me right into geek mode, and yeah, and. Oh, what's another great one? The Mandalorian. You hear that little whistle. That cowboy western intro. You're like, yeah, that's my jam. Let's get on with it.
Okay, so we're about to give something else away here in just a couple of minutes. So I'm trying not to get into another question or get into anything too deep. But Kate M has a fantastic question. If every person on the planet had to read one book of your choosing, which would you pick? So think about that for a minute. I will interrupt. You know what? We're just going to do it now. It's time to give away. John?
You'll be receiving 3 classic Keira Knightley movies, all directed.
Let's go close up. It is.
All directed by Joe Wright. Pride and Prejudice, Atonement, and Anna Karenina.
Yeah.
These are three of my favorite movies, and I'm expecting like everybody to want to have a chance at winning those. Yeah, so go ahead and send in your emails if you like those. Yeah. Oh, thank you, Alicia.
Okay, so yes, if you want to win that thing, you need to email us at we3dragons@gmail.com, and you can just put Kira, Kiera, as the title or in the subject line. You have 5 minutes starting now. Okay, so let's talk about books. What
Well,
if you could make the whole world read a single book, what would it be?
well, I've recently read like a very. I started reading the Broken Earth trilogy, and N.K. Jemison's first book. It really wrecked me, and I love her writing style. She pulled things out of me that I just did not know that I had in me. So I'm gonna go with the whole series. We're gonna do the Broken Earth, and you guys can fight over the rest. But yes, read it. She's a fantastic writer, and Micah agrees with me. We've talked about this, while we're both reading this, and yeah, read it.
Okay, Broken Earth. How about John?
Well, that's interesting because are we thinking books that like we don't think people have like actually know about or given it a chance that we want to expose them to, or
The question
can it be?
Let's pull up the question, and I'm just going to like steer it back to exactly what. If every person on the planet had to read one book of your choosing, which one would you pick? You're not recommending it; they have to read it.
Yeah, my impulse would be, because I think everybody should read Lord of the Rings, but I figure like a lot of people will have read that. So
Even Bucky Barnes read that.
yeah,
He
so
read The Hobbit.
Oh, The Hobbit, yeah.
So yeah, hold on. I'm trying to think of like something more unique.
Okay,
I don't know.
I've got mine. You ready?
Yeah, go ahead.
Critical thinking skills for dummies. There you go. I mean, it's almost a cop-out answer, but I think one of the biggest challenges facing the world is that people can't think beyond the surface layer of an idea. They can't think about the consequences of their actions, about the long-term consequences of choices made. Like the people are climate change deniers and flat earthers and all that. It's because they don't know how to think critically. So critical thinking skills for dummies. But beyond that, also 1984. You've got just under 2 minutes, by the way, to win the movies.
Yeah, okay, well, I mean, I guess first would be Lord of the Rings, but if I can pop a second one in there, it would actually probably be because this was an important book for me when I was younger because I really loved it. It's actually called The Killer Angels by Michael Shara, which was adapted into the film Gettysburg, which is about the 3 days of the Battle of Gettysburg, really from the perspective of like the commanders, and it's about like the tactics of the battle and stuff, and you really get into the headspaces of the soldiers on both sides of that. And I just remember it was a supremely interesting book to me at at the time because I was a huge history buff growing up. I still am. And I remember both that and the film encouraged me to actually go to all the Civil War battle sites when I was younger. So yeah, that's the other one I'd pick.
Solid choice. Okay, so that's enough of book talk. I love this, by the way. Mars is flat. Great. Have you ever seen that picture of the solar system where it's like all the planets are appear like they really do, but then Earth is just this flat square? It's funny. It's like, which one is the black sheep here? Good stuff.
One of these planets does not belong.
Okay, it's time to pick a winner. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. I'm considering disqualifying one of these people because they put the wrong thing in the title line.
Yeah. Gee, I wonder who that was.
It was not who you think it is, and that's not who won anyway. This 3-pack of Keira Knightley movies was just won by the wonderful Bernie L. Bernie the Burninator, burninating the countryside. Bernie. Congratulations. I will get with you right after the stream, and we will talk about getting those movies to you. Nice. And yeah, Potter didn't enter for that one. I know that's who you thought it was, but he didn't enter. Yeah. And I will say thank you for not entering Potter. Bernie, you guys won something, so you're kind of like limit one per customer per stream. Cool. All right, and that leads us to the midway point of the stream. So yeah, this is the part where I go, oh yeah, we're on YouTube, which means like, comment, subscribe, all that stuff, share, do the things to make the YouTube gods happy, so that we remain relevant. So Nessie, what's coming up over there on the Unspun Yarn?
Okay, May the 5th, El Cinco de Mayo. We're going to have a very special episode on the Unspun Yarn. We're calling it Bleep the Friendly Skies. We have special guest, Mama Blackfyre. Aemy Blackfyre's mother, Gail, is going to be joining us. It's a Mother's Day special. I'd call my mom, but things might get a little creepy. So we're just having a little love fest Mother's Day special. She's going to share some of her experiences working with the FAA and in the airline industry. So yeah, that's going to be cool. So tune in to meet Gail, Mama Blackfyre.
Which, by the way, I'm so excited. I'm actually going to be off of work, so I'll be able to watch, even though I am actually getting my second COVID shot on that day. So I'll probably feel like crap, but I'm going to be there to bleep it.
Yeah, I'm going to be there to bleep it too. But I'm getting my second shot tomorrow.
Yeah. And I think we're doing that at...
it's all happening.
That'll be 5 o'clock Eastern.
Ooh, you know what? I'm going to interrupt because Kate M's 4-year-old is semi-listening along and wants to know what our favorite planets are. Mine is Saturn.
To live on or to look at?
I mean, I want to live on Earth, but my favorite planet is Saturn. It's the prettiest one. It's got its nice, pretty skirt on. It's got a nice striped top that it's wearing. Saturn is a beautiful planet to look at.
Yeah, but not as fun to say as Uranus.
Okay, so, you're right. Not as fun to say.
And Potter, of course, is gonna troll us one more time.
And John, do you have a nice? Thank you, Teleport Gaming. Kashyyyk.
Yeah. Kashyk's pretty cool.
Yeah,
and
like
Endor's cool too. The forest planet of Endor. Yeah. With all the little Ewoks. I love them. And
yeah, like
them.
in that spirit, Naboo. But
Naboo is a beautiful planet as well.
Yeah. But if we're talking
Federation
real world,
Earth is gorgeous, y'all. Okay, Federation Earth is gorgeous.
if we're talking like real planets in the real world, then I mean I gotta go with you, Stephen. It's Saturn, just because I've got memories as a kid of like putting together like models of the planets, and like all the other ones you just had like simple styrofoam balls, but with Saturn you had to like put some work into it and make it pretty. And,
Saturn's the cute one. So I hope that answers your question, little one. Saturn seems to be pretty popular. Okay, so we're going to go back. I interrupted, but like kids I have a soft spot in the heart for kids. We don't get too many youngsters listening in, so I wanted to jump on that. Nessie, what's coming up again? Bleep the Friendly Skies this
Bleep the Friendly Skies, y'all. Yeah, imagine a lot of sexism in the airline industry. I can't think of any particulars right off the bat. Oh yeah, stewardesses. Okay, we'll go with that. we'll lead with that, and I'm sure things will just go sideways. So yeah, bleep it, y'all. 5 p.m. Eastern, Unspun Yarn.
The kiddo likes Jupiter and Titan, both solid choices too. Jupiter's the biggest, and Titan is the most geologically active place in the solar system, even more so than Earth. Very cool. John, what's coming up over there on Joe Wolf, John Webster Film, or Cinematic Realms, I guess?
Yeah, because we've the podcast is fully Cinematic Realms, so we've embraced that. Last night was very chaotic. Aemy and I had Lady Triple on to talk about Pirates of the Caribbean, and then the second half just sort of flew off the handle as we actually talked about a bunch of different things, from like there was Crown of Thrones talk, and then Christina made a comment about the MCU, which I used as a launching off point, which we all had a lot of fun with. So go check that out. The next episode is going to be covering the film X2, X-Men United, which, if everything goes according to plan, should be broadcasting at the same time, Saturday at 7 p.m. Eastern. And we're going to have both Kelly and our friend Jenna on to talk about that.
Sweet. Well, looking forward to that. And next week on Here Be Dragons, I'm calling an audible because I couldn't get the guests I wanted for the topic I wanted. So next week is Sunday. Next Sunday is, at least here in the United States, it's Mother's Day. So what we're going to do is take a page out of what we did for Father's Day last year and talk about great mothers in fiction, like our favorite motherly type figures. Sometimes those are going to be grandmothers or aunts or big sisters, or but really the best of the best when it comes to fictional motherly characters. John, I know this is a surprise to you, but I couldn't get the guests I was trying to get. Couldn't get them lined up, so I'm having to push our D&D stream back to some other time. But yeah, great mothers of fiction. And if you are a mother and you want to talk with us about it, hey, shoot me a DM. I would love to have somebody on, a mother from the community to talk about who they think make great mothers in fiction.
I have to say, like, we might just have to make time just to like gush about our mothers.
My mom gets gushed about all the time. I'm not going to be able to stand it. And last Mother's Day, I literally did it. I know that nerd with her, so like I'm over it.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, like there was a time when we could have had my mom on, and she would have just had you guys all in tears, laughing at him and like embarrassing me. I'd be like turning red over in the corner. Unfortunately, her health kind of makes that hard now, but that doesn't mean that I can't like spend next week just going on about how wonderful she is. So I'm going to make sure to do that.
Right on.
Kitty agrees.
Cool. Nice. Okay, so that was my stopgap. We were going to do a D&D stream, but we're going to take Mother's Day on, and we're going to do Mother's Day thing. Also, I have last Thursday I did episode 1 of a new Baldur's Gate gaming stream, so I'm going to be doing Thursday night Baldur's Gate. Come watch us be a real. I mean, he's kind of an asshole. Our character, Tim the Tiefling Druid. Tim the Tiefling Druid, and he's
YM.
No, it's just TIM. It's just Tim. There are those that call him Tim.
Tim.
He's a Tiefling Druid, and we're not a good guy, and we're having fun with that.
Awesome.
Yeah. Also, going to mention. This is episode 100, and some of y'all get shout outs, every week, but there is no reason for me not to shout out every patron we've got this week. So from the bottom of my heart, I want to thank all of our patrons, including our High Council, which consists of Lord John Bronsteen the Wise. Sorry, pulling up my list. Sixto Sounds, aka JP the Axe Grinder, and ridiculous Ed Tollett, who hopefully is getting off work soon. I know you're at work every week while we're doing this, but you always make time to make us a part of your weekend, even though you're working on Sunday. So Sean, we love you. Thank you so much. Also, he is our alpha patron, we appreciate you. We just, we love you guys. They are backed up by the lords and ladies of the realm, including Lady Leaf Underhill, Aemy Blackfyre, lover of poles, Ryan Stavka, the Russian quartermaster, and Reflective Rambling, whose lovely art is the thumbnail for this particular stream, as well as the background we're using. And Reflective Rambling, if you are in the chat, I am going to be contacting you about getting some more artwork done.
For reals.
But we have a lot of people who have supported us over the years and over the last 2 years. And I want to make sure I give a shout out to everyone who has been a patron, who is a patron, all of that, including Sir Julie Beth of Tarth, Sir Peadar the Irreverant, our pet Irish troll, Sir Maura Lee of Starfall, Sir Kelly, the Jaded Redhead, Lady Shar of Shar the Music, and Steph is, the wonderful Steph is, as well as Kraken Tacos, Taco Joe. You're all wonderful people, and we thank you all so much for continuing to support us through 100 episodes. 100 episodes. It's fantastic. If you want to become a patron, links down in the description. So thanks everyone. Thanks so much. And shall we get back to answering random questions and see what people want us to talk about?
Oh yeah, sure. Oh, special shout out to Sean's cat George, who was 7 this week. Our alpha patron. Yeah.
Now, is it George or is it Jorge?
Well, it could be either. We'll go either way.
He spelled it
with a J, so it could be Jorge.
He spelled it like this, so I think he's Jorge.
Maybe he just calls him George, loves him and hugs him and kisses him and calls him George.
And he is a good cat.
He is a good kitty. He is a very good boy. So special shout out to our alpha patron's cat, Jorge.
Right. Okay. Too many of us trying to get the same one. Mike has got a good question. Favorite DC film that is not Batman, not a Batman or a Superman film. It's pretty much a slam dunk Wonder Woman for me. Sorry. The Wonder Woman, the original Wonder Woman standalone film with Gal Gadot and Chris Pine is a fantastic movie.
Hmm.
Do either of you disagree, or did we just like nail it in one?
Well, that would imply that I've watched any of the DC films. So sure, I won't argue. Just for Gal Gadot's legs.
John,
They get a special shout out.
do you have a different interpretation?
Yeah, I'm.
A lot of good questions popping up.
V for Vendetta.
Okay,
Oh wow,
that's a good answer. That's a great movie.
Yeah.
Also, Also, I'm just trolling through here just to see if I've missed anything.
I'm gonna answer this question for Teleport Gaming real quick. Next Clone Wars season when? Love that show. 2 weeks? You guys want to do it in 2 weeks? I haven't planned that far ahead.
Sure.
Yeah? Great. There you go. Teleport Gaming. 2 weeks from today, the 16th, we will have season 4 of the Clone Wars. Set it in stone.
Excellent.
Send it to the internet.
I like Teen Titans.
Teen Titans. Okay, but is that a movie?
I don't know if it was a movie, but I like the animated series. That's the best I got.
Favorite Spider-Man movie, Spider-Man 2 with Tobey Maguire, where he stops the train and he's like shooting the webs and he makes the funny faces. Yeah, my favorite.
Into the Spider-Verse, my favorite.
Wait a minute. I'm sorry, Nessie, you are correct. Into the Spider-Verse is my favorite, and it's not even particularly close.
Okay, then I guess I'm the loner. It's Spider-Man 2 for me.
Okay, Spider-Man 2 is number 2, but like Into the Spider-Verse blew me away. Favorite old cartoon, Robotech, Robotech Invent Invasion, season 3, basically. I know Nessie knows it, but I know a lot of the rest of you don't.
Well, we talked about this. Go ahead, John. I'll let you go.
It's Transformers.
Solid.
Yeah, solid choice. And we talked about this on my interview with I Know That Nerd that I knowed. Of course, it is the way back Star Blazers from my childhood. That just or if you're looking for the version from the original version, Space Battleship Yamato, which you can find in odd and sundry places, and any merch that you find counts. So if you find any good merch, let me know.
I do just
Barbarian.
I do just want to say real quick, a couple of people have mentioned Thundercats, and like that's neck to neck for me. I love that show.
It's a good choice. Okay.
He-Man, the Masters of the Universe.
So, what tabletop RPGs have y'all played? John, you want to start?
I mean, just what I'm currently playing right now. That's it.
5th edition of Dungeons and Dragons for you.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Nessie, what tabletop RPGs have you played?
Hold on, I'm pulling up a list because there's one I can never remember what this one is.
Okay.
Give me 2 secs.
Original Dungeons and Dragons, Advanced Dungeons and Dragons, 2nd edition, 3rd edition.
Well, yeah, 2nd edition, AD&D, of course. That's where I started. I played Harn. I've played, strangely enough, Doctor Who, not knowing anything about the TV series. I was trying to Google this superhero role-playing game that I could never remember what it is. I think it's I'll have to get back with you on that. I played Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Call of Cthulhu. Yeah, I played a lot back in my college days, and then I had to wean myself off like crack.
Okay, so
It took over my life.
I have played Dungeons and Dragons, Advanced Dungeons and Dragons, 2nd edition, 3rd edition, 5th edition, Pathfinder, Palladium Fantasy, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Robotech, Rifts. What is it? Oh, I'm trying to remember the name. It used to be called Darkspawn or something like that. Revised Recon, Marvel Heroes, Heroes Unlimited, Battle of the Sexes, Nuns with Guns. Yes, that's a real role-playing game, Nuns with Guns, and it's hilarious.
I'm just saying, like, I see that this is coming out.
Okay. Hey, you know what? Vampire the
Champions.
Masquerade, Werewolf the Apocalypse, Mage the Ascension, Changeling the Dreaming. God, I seriously wrote down a list of every game I could think of that I'd ever played some like 15 years ago, and it was over 50 titles, and I cannot remember them all. So
I know it's hard to remember.
I can't remember them all.
Champions was a superhero game I played. Yeah.
Champions played that.
Yeah, that was a great points-based system.
Mystic Realms and Stellar Horizons were both great. Nobody's played those because those were the ones we were trying to make ourselves, but the process actually got really far. Cyberpunk 2020, good choice. Also Shadowrun. Call of Cthulhu, I heard you say. Yeah, it's like if you can, it's Traveler, Torg, Harn, Merps, GURPS. MERPs being Middle Earth role-playing and GURPS being
all the ERPs. All the ERPs.
GURPS being generic universal role-playing system. Not related at all, but like, yeah. Auto Duel. Mech Warrior. Yeah, gosh. Okay, I'm going to stop now. I've played a lot. I've played a lot of different RPGs. In case I might have a problem. I have never played Amber, Sean, but like...
What?
I don't even know. I don't know what that is even offhand.
Did we find one?
Oh, there's hundreds I haven't played.
I'm just kidding.
But there's dozens that I have. Anna,
damn it! Get on that.
Anna she's just killing it.
She
made a list.
Her A game today. Bringing her A game.
You know, so Anna the Mean Queen.
Favorite Jim Henson movie or TV show? Like, the thing is, Jim Henson is so prolific. Like, what am I thinking of? It might be Muppet Christmas Carol.
Yeah, I have to split this. I have to do both movie and TV show. Because the movie is The Muppet Christmas Carol, and the TV show would be, of course, Dark Crystal Age of Resistance.
All right, yeah.
So my favorite movie, I mean, you can't argue with Muppet Christmas Carol, because if you don't cry in that movie at least once, you can't be friends with me. And TV show, like, I really like dinosaurs. I love dinosaurs. That TV show. Like,
was that Jim Henson?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's actually it's on
memories
Disney
with my daughter. You know, she was little. She was about the same kind of age range as the baby dinosaur, you know, and we had the whole thing. Not the mama. Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, for anybody who doesn't know it, the show's on Disney Plus. I actually watched the first episode a couple weeks ago just to relive some memories, and like it's adorable. I love it.
Yes, Bernie. Yes.
Labyrinth is another good choice.
And also another good choice, yeah, for a show.
Well, I'm trying to scroll up to find the question from Helen. Aaron says Helen had a great question. I can't find the original comment, but I will pop up what Aaron said. Helen had a good question. If you could ask Germ one question, what would it be?
Oh.
And like I mean, we're all a Song of Ice and Fire fans, so I know we've all put time into thinking about this. Um. Oh, you know what though? It's time to give some stuff away. So you guys take a moment to think about that. Meanwhile, I'm just going to pop this up because it's time for you to send your emails to we3dragons@gmail.com with the subject line Sanri, SANRI, to win a $100 gift certificate to Sanrixian's Threadless Shop. With $100 at that Threadless Shop, you could not only get your very own The North Remembers t-shirt, but you could also get your very own Lyanna coffee cup and probably still have plenty left over because you didn't even use half to get your gigantic 60-inch.
You can get your ass waffle on.
Yes, you can get your ass waffles. Or you can also get your very own fleece Night Gathers and Now My Watch Begins blanket, just like this one. So yeah, it's got all of her art, and you can get it slapped on anything from bath mats to shower curtains to skateboard decks and duvets and masks. And yeah, I've got like, here's my matching. I have this shirt too, but I've got this Liana mask, got the coffee cup, got the t-shirt. So send your email to we3dragons@gmail.com with the subject line Sanri to win that. Oh, I didn't start my timer. I guess I better do that right now.
I could like reach into my closet and pull out all my shirts.
I've got several t-shirts. I've got a lot of her art laying around.
Yeah.
So yeah, okay. So if you could ask George R.R. Martin a single question, what would it be?
I'd like to ask him if he's happy. I'm just saying, he's had a rough year. He's had a pretty rough year. He's lost so many friends, and when he posts anything, people just jump on him about when he's going to finish the book, when he's like, forget all about that. Yeah. I mean, just forget all about that. I just like to, ask him if he's okay, ask him if he's happy, give him a hug. I'd just like to give him a hug and thank him for everything that he has given. So yeah, I'm a giver. Right. And maybe take him out for lunch or see if he wants to play some D&D.
Right.
Let's play D&D, George. Roll up a character. He'd love it.
Yeah. John, what would you ask him?
I think I would ask him, because you have to figure it's happened at some point over the years. Like, what has been like the most compelling inkling of an idea you've had for like a new, like, big story that you haven't gotten to tackle?
You mean Avalon?
Because like all your focus has had to be on, A Song of Ice and Fire. He's been able to do things on the side, but for the guy who, came up with A Song of Ice and Fire, you have to imagine that he's had some notion of another story at some point along the way. So I'd really like to know like what his ideas, what ideas are like kicking around in his head for, another big story, which he probably at this point won't ever be allowed to get to.
Right. I think mine would be something along the lines of, what's your favorite theory in the book that is absolutely, what is your favorite fan theory that is absolutely never going to happen? Because he's got to be aware of some of them,
Yeah.
And I would just love to hear what he has to say on that.
Yeah, I wonder what his Reddit username is. And does he troll people on Reddit? That would be funny.
That would be funny.
or like just have some random YouTube username to just come on some of these channels and just troll. Maybe that's his fun time. Why not? You got to get your laughs in when you can. You're like,
For sure. I mean, laughter being a great medicine.
Absolutely.
Well, it's under, we got a minute and 20 seconds until it cut off. Email we3dragons@gmail.com. Put Sanri, SANRI, in the subject line to win that $100 gift card. Time is running out. You have just over a minute to get that in. Yeah, so. Yeah, that's a great way to think of it.
That would be fabulous.
I mean, I have to imagine that he's the one who came up with Varys as a merman just to annoy Conleth Hill.
Yeah, you know what though? I mean, there's no way, but I love that theory. I do. There's no way, but I love it. It doesn't really make sense why I love it, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't need to. The heart wants what it wants. Ooh, okay. So I'm just gonna pop this up so that we get to it, but the countdown is just about over. There it is. Okay. So, yep. Now we got a lot of entries for this one. Let me see here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, 2 people entered for Sean, and Sean entered. So I'm taking those, like they put Sanri for Sean. I'm taking them out. Let me start over. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 people entered for this one. Nice. Generate a number. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. Congratulations to Jolie. All hail the Night's Queen. You have just won a $100 gift certificate to Sanrixian's Threadless Shop. I will be getting with you shortly after the stream.
It just might cover shipping.
Well, it's threadless, so they might make it more locally. Right. They might make it in Europe.
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I was trolling Jolie.
Congratulations, Jolie. You're going to have a lot of really great Sanri swag real soon. All right, so.
Oh, Aemy in the house.
Oh, hey, Aemy. How you doing?
Hey.
Thanks for stopping by. Say hi to Brontie for me. Bronte, yeah. Isn't he going to be like in 2 weeks or something?
Yeah, which is why I have to stop making that joke about his name, because he's just going to be pissed off at me.
He's just going to hate. He's going to be like, dude, you guys know who I am.
And he'll be smiling the whole time.
Anyway, yeah.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Like, Bronte will be smiling just because that's his nature, but like underneath, he'll be like, I'm going to kick your ass, John. Get my name right.
Oh, he can give some of the sickest burns with like this grin on his, like, butter wouldn't melt in his mouth. Smile.
Yeah,
I've witnessed.
He's going to be on along with Kate to talk about The Little Mermaid, and we're just going to have a blast.
Yeah.
By the way, I am also intending to have him on although I don't know that I've actually gotten him to commit to this yet, but he'll obviously say yes. We're going to talk about Superman at some point in the future because that's like his favorite movie ever. So.
Okay,
maybe
so
one day I'll be on Cinematic Realms.
Maybe
it's a dream. It's a dream job.
God, whenever
Cinematic
she
realms,
wants,
John.
whenever she wants to be on, she just goes to right to making me feel guilty about not having her on.
Hey,
That's
by
my
the
job,
way,
man. I'm your sister.
I didn't mention this before. I talked about starting a game stream last Thursday. I'm going to continue every Thursday night. We're going to be continuing that game stream playthrough. I don't know why I didn't think of that, but I also want to turn our attention back to Cassie's question. Is there any particular instance of being a geek/nerd that has influenced you politically, the way you see the world or people, or helped you out in an unexpected way? I mean, the short answer to this is yes, 1,000 times. But like finding narrowing it down to a specific is not going to be easy.
Yeah.
Because being a nerd is actually a huge part of my identity, and so instances of being a nerd is instances of me claiming my individuality, because I was a closet nerd because you had to be,
Right.
because you get shoved in lockers and whatnot. So yeah, but like those meta relationships that you develop with characters, and then the way that helps you build relationship with real world people, because they have meta relationships with those characters. I mean, if I like Luke Skywalker and you like Luke Skywalker, we're already friends because we're friends with the same person. You know what I mean?
I want to apologize real quick because I did actually just reply to Guilty Undertaker as you, Steven. I didn't mean to do that. I forgot.
I've done it on your channel, so
it happens.
It happens.
I mean, like, as for me, like, just the fact that I'm even here, like, I go on about, how shy I used to be, but it's much more than that. I mean, just being a geek has led me to you guys, and it's made my life a million times better than it was before. And like, I wake up every morning pretty much smiling ear to ear, just because I know I'm gonna get to interact with everybody. So, I mean, it's rather simple, but yeah, it's being a geek saved me. It took a while, but yeah.
I feel the same way. We actually were on a Zoom call last night, and we got a little mushy with each other because we were talking about 100 streams on our Zoom call last night, and it was just we had this moment of, God, the way the community has just absolutely changed our lives.
Yeah. I mean, we've built a great community of friends, and you guys are my brothers. I share all my good stuff with you guys first.
Yeah.
So, I mean, even before, like, my family, not my husband, but, even before, like, my actual family, and, like, screw those guys. You guys are my family. You guys are my family. Our Slack group our Slack group, that's like our extended family. That's my happy place.
Mine too.
We're contemplating, we're planning to move soon. We'll move-ish soon. I say soon-ish, from our current location here in North Carolina. And I have one major requirement. I said, I don't need much, but I've got to have internet. I've got to have internet access, because that's where my friends are. That's where my family is. That's where I go to, be part of a community, to get love and support, and talk with all my friends about all the things that are just, important to me, things that I love. It's hard to be a geek when there's not a lot of other geeks around.
Right, which is why we made this space.
Yeah, I mean, and that's the thing. Like, I mean, I just haven't had like-minded people in my life before.
I
It's
haven't.
always these people who kind of, humored my geekiness and all that stuff, but like
Rather than
nobody
embrace
that
it right alongside you.
it's nobody that I could really engage with on that level. And so I always, not to, I always worry that I sound really self-pitying when I say this, but like I felt really alone for a very, very long time. And since I met all of you guys, I have never felt that way.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely the same, John. I found the Song of Ice and Fire community when I was in just a horrible place in my life, and I met some really good people through there, and I made some great connections, and even closer bonds with our friend group, and it really has gotten me through some terrible things. So yeah, much love, guys. Much love.
Much love all around. And and that's the thing that has really struck me the most. Yeah, it started off as, hey, I like nerdy thing. You like nerdy thing? Let's talk about nerdy thing. But over time, it got to be like, this is me, who I am. This is my life. These are the things that are going on in my life. And we all just started sharing that with each other. And for those of you that aren't here as often, you will know or should know that we do have our own Slack group, which is extremely active. We have Zoom calls all the time.
You can be on the Zoom any hour of the day or night, and there will be someone.
And if you get on and there's nobody on, you can just say, anybody want to join? And people will start showing up.
Mm-hmm.
Last night we were on a Zoom call I was on there, I don't know, there was 10 of us on there for 4 hours, 5 hours at least. It's a blast. And hey, if you want to join our Slack group, it's open to everyone. We discovered we have 2 rules. Rule number 1, don't be an asshole. Rule number 2, everybody has a bad day. So realize that we're all human. Cut people some slack when they step in it, because we've all done it. But yeah, if you want to join, just send me an email at the same address at this address right here that we've been using for the giveaway. But you might wait till after the stream, after our final giveaway, so that it doesn't get lost in the entries, if you will.
Yeah. And if you're not familiar with Slack, we talked about world building earlier, and it's kind of our little corner of the interweb that we've just carved out.
It's rather like Discord. It's just
better.
But it's like Discord. It's different in some ways. But yeah, we do have a never-ending Zoom. So join us. We are always looking forward to growing.
We've got memes, we've got channels. If you're interested, no matter what your nerdy interests are, you've got people there that'll talk about it with you.
And it's going to post your killer memes. Sean's going to actually post some pretty killer memes too. Those two keep fighting back and forth between who's the emperor of Meme Town, but
right. You'll be able to keep up with all of our channels, announcements,
where we organize our Dungeons and Dragons games. So join our Slack group if you want. Send me that email. We'll get you right in.
Yep. Be active.
We've got gaming. We do. I believe Danny earlier today posted a picture of himself doing some gaming. I think he was playing Rock'em Sock'em Robots. Yeah, it made me laugh when I saw that picture.
Is this gaming? Yeah, this is gaming.
Yeah, it's definitely gaming. But Matthew had a great question earlier, and it was Matthew Dominique. It was something like, do you have a favorite animated movie or animated series? Yes, I do. Both have already been mentioned most have already been mentioned in this stream, so I'll just drop them real quick. Into the Spider-Verse is my favorite animated movie, and Avatar: The Last Airbender is my favorite animated series. I'm going to throw an honorable mention out to Inside Out from Pixar, which never fails to make me like grown man cry. Yeah. I love that movie too.
So wait, you liked Avatar: The Last Airbender? I have not heard this.
You
Steve.
haven't heard of it? It's a good show. You should watch it.
Yeah, for me, it's favorite animated movie is Beauty and the Beast, and then animated series would definitely be Batman the Animated Series.
Okay. I mean, you're not the first person I've heard say Batman the Animated Series. I'm sorry, I was looking at the chat. What was the movie you said?
Beauty and the Beast.
Okay, solid. How about you, Nessie?
Oh, there's so many animated movies.
You better hurry.
Yeah, I'm just I like all of that. I agree.
Okay.
Thank you for yes, I love Avatar: The Last Airbender. I could probably just go in there and turn it on right now and just watch. That's
I can too.
great. That was probably the best animated series that I've ever seen. The movies are going to be difficult because there's so much from Pixar, there's so much out of the Disney vault. There's just so much. And I love that stuff. Probably I could say Beauty and the Beast too, because of the connection that I had with my daughter, when she was at the Disney princess age. And I'm going to throw the nostalgia in there. Lion King. I'm going to go with Lion King. I think I'm going to put Lion King just a hair above there. Yeah.
Secret of Nim is a visual masterpiece. I agree.
Right on, Cassie.
I'm seeing some love for Prince of Egypt. I know Micah loves Prince of Egypt too. Titan AE is good, better than people give it credit for. So I will agree it is underrated.
I mean, some of these I haven't even watched yet because my nerd cup runneth over. But yeah, I'll get to it eventually, and my thoughts may change slightly. But Lion King.
Yeah. Yeah, okay. You know what though? We're like 15 minutes from the end of the stream, y'all. And speaking of Slack and Zoom, we're probably just gonna jump right on and like keep the party going after the stream ends here in about 15 minutes. So that being said, why don't we do our last giveaway? And yeah. So our final piece to give away for the night is a ticket to this year's Con of Thrones in August, the first week of August. If you win and you end up being unable to make it, I am 99% sure it is transferable to next year. So by all means, if you think you can't make it this year but think you can next year, try to win it and sit on it for the year and go next year. So yeah, this is your chance. So send your emails to we3dragons@gmail.com and then just put in the title bar COT, Con of Thrones, COT. That's all you need, COT. And you've got 5 minutes to get those emails in starting right now. Go for it. Oh.
I understand if not as many people are as interested in this as the Pure Nightly Blu-rays. It's just the way it goes.
Yeah. Hey, look, Kira got some love. There were people who were entering, although one of the entries, the title line, the subject line was Natalie Portman. So
yeah, which is why I thought it was Peadar.
Yeah, which would have been
I could almost guarantee it.
It wasn't. It was not. Who was that? You know what? I'm gonna have to go look.
Because he was looking for the Black Swan. He wanted to know why the Black Swan wasn't a part of that collection.
Yeah, who was it? Who was it? God dang it.
Would have
Oh,
been really funny.
it was Jolie who ended up winning the Sandry
Okay.
giveaway.
Of course. No, I actually would have been really funny if it was actually Sanry.
Yeah, it would have been really funny. Okay, y'all. So last few minutes, if there was some pressing question you just have to have answered before the end, now is your chance. Get those emails in. You've got, you still got over 3 minutes, but yeah. What is my favorite king of dog, and what is my favorite kind of wildcat?
I mean, I'm assuming he means kind of dog.
I am too, but I'm reading what he wrote. My favorite kind of dog. I don't know. I love. Okay, you know what? I do have a good answer for this. It's called a Louisiana Catahoula leopard dog. Look it up. They're awesome.
I have heard of them.
Yeah, you can just look up Catahoula, which I think is Catahoula.
Good luck spelling that.
Yeah, but it's a Louis. But if you Catahoula, or you can look up Louisiana leopard dog, and you'll find it that way too. They're awesome. And my favorite kind of wild cat is a tiger. I was born in the year of the tiger, so year of the tiger, baby.
I don't really have a favorite kind of wildcat. I don't really. I don't know if I'm knowledgeable enough to answer that. But as far as dogs, I mean, both of my dogs have been Lhasa Apsos, so I'm gonna go
They're
with
extremely
that.
cute.
Yeah.
All right. Favorite kind of dog is, I've had several of them, and that's going to be the German Shepherd. I've had several, and I just love them. They're just the best dog. We had one when my kids were small who was the best babysitter ever, I'm going to say. I've heard more stories since the kids have been grown about the adventures of my kids and Shug. That's her name, Sugar Bear. Since they've been grown and she's been gone. And if I had, as far as the wildcats, I'm gonna go with the clouded snow leopard because it's freaking gorgeous.
It is a beautiful animal.
Yeah, and very, very endangered. So yeah.
Good answer there, Blue.
Good answer.
Yeah, Michelle Pfeiffer is your favorite wildcat, right?
Yeah.
Ocelots are cool too. Ocelots are cool too. I could almost have one for a pet.
I think my uncle had one as a pet at some point. Anyway, yeah, so we've got less than a minute. Get your we3dragons@gmail.com, put COT in the subject line. Last chance to win a free ticket to Con of Thrones. We're shutting this down in 30 seconds. You have 30 seconds from right now to get it in. So,
and just want to make sure we get this in because I think Blue's actually asked this twice. So.
What is your favorite trope? My favorite trope in fiction. I mean, this is a broad question, but one of the things that always really. Oh, hold on. All right, time to get a winner. Then we'll come back to this.
Oh, trying to do the drum roll, but it's just making my whole desk shake.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. No. Okay, hold on. I'm clearing out the ones that are jokey. Like some mom sending me, I'm protesting because I can't win. Sorry, Mom. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 entries for this chance to win. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Congratulations to, drumroll please, Blue Lemon Tree. Congratulations,
What?
Blue. You are now the proud owner of a ticket to Con of Thrones. And if you can't make it this year, just sit on it and make it next year. So super congrats. And I will get with you shortly after the stream we'll get with you to make that transfer and get you taken care of. So congrats, Blue. All right, last few minutes. Oh, my favorite trope in fiction, or was it in fiction or in fantasy? I don't remember.
Fiction.
Favorite trope.
Okay, like I love the rejecting the call moment in any hero's journey. I don't know why I love it, but like that, it's too hard. I'm scared. I've got responsibilities. I can't go with you to Alderaan. I've got chores to do for Uncle Owen and Aunt Beru. There is something about that reluctance to embark that is, there's a reason it's a part of every telling of the hero's journey, rejecting the call. And I love it. You guys know how much I love the hero's journey in general. So yeah.
Yeah, like this is broader than that for me, but like the hero's journey in of itself, the sort of, putting like the hero in a like dire position in the beginning of the story and see them like build themselves back up and go on an epic journey, like that story construct, whether it's like especially in the epic mode, like if it's something like Braveheart or Gladiator, that type of thing, I'd say that's my favorite trope. So.
Right on. How about you, Nessie?
I kind of like the bumbling hero trope, the person who's just like awkward and very like just kind of stumbles around accidentally, like failing upwardly. Does that kind of make sense to you?
It does. So you're like the mediocre white man who continues to
or yeah, the mediocre whoever, the gawky, nerdy, all elbows kind of person who is just in the wrong place at the right time to do the absolutely least consequential thing that has like the butterfly effect. And just seems to constantly find themselves in that type of situation. I mean, like Dunk from, Dunk and Egg, he always finds himself just failing upwardly, in the wrong place at the right time. And, or like, some other, I can't even think of one right now, but just the awkward, bumbling, nerdy hero. I mean, it kind of, yeah.
It's a great trope too. It makes me think of like Jackie Chan in Legend of Drunken Master, or certain incarnations of Mr. Bean or Mr. Magoo, or Get Maxwell Smart.
Yeah, somebody like that who's just, they think they're a lot better, or they yeah.
Right. Well, y'all, it's almost 8 p.m. on the East Coast, so I think I'm ready to shut this one down. But we're going to go to the after party on the Zoom, which is going to start.
I was going to say this is too much fun. We got to keep the conversation going.
Yeah, that's a really good one.
Yes. Yeah. But like, I really want to get everybody. If you've enjoyed this, and you want to keep the party going with us, I just need you to send me an email to we3dragons@gmail.com, this one right here, because I have to have your email to send you an invite to our Slack group, and from there, you'll get the link to our ongoing Zoom, and yeah, we're just going to party into the night. So thanks to everyone for joining us live. Congratulations to all of our winners, including Potaruan, Bernie, Jolie, the Knight's Queen, and Blue Lemon Tree. Guys, I'm really happy that you all won. I'm glad everybody was here to to enjoy our 100th episode with us. And yeah, we're a lovely community of people. And if you would like to, if you would like to get to second base with this community, so to speak, send us that email to we3dragons@gmail.com. We'll get you into our Slack group where, it's like our Discord. It's not Discord, but it's like Discord. And we do have a Zoom call that is frequently inhabited with lots of great people. But yeah, 100 episodes, guys. Here's to 100 more.
Wow, 100 more. Ching ching.
I just can't believe it.
Yeah, I know. It's kind of nuts. So come back next week for Great Mothers in Fiction. Working title. Come back Thursday evening for some Baldur's Gate 3 streams. John, what's coming up on Cinematic Realms?
Okay, so next week it'll be a discussion of X2, referred to on all the posters as X2 X-Men United. We'll be having that talk with Kelly and Jenna, and then the week after that we'll be doing The Little Mermaid with Kate and Bronte.
Nice. X-Men and then Little Mermaid.
Yeah.
Nice. I mean, that's quite a shift of gears, but I'm here for it. But that's what Cinematic Realms is for.
I mean, we're getting more and more chaotic with the actual episodes, so might as well be chaotic in our shifts from movie to movie.
We might as well.
Why not? Embrace it. Embrace the chaos, John.
And
let it flow through you.
And Nessie, what are we bleeping this week?
We're going to be bleeping the friendly skies. We're going to be talking with Mama Blackfyre all about all of the sexism and misogyny in the airline industry in general. And just talk about, it's kind of like your feminist mom. We're going to probably get into some, being a feminist mom, raising a feminist child, how, we're going to talk about some stuff too. Besides, we're going to get in there. So come on in and bleep it, y'all.
Yes. And again,
we've gone from ships. Now we're going to planes. So.
Right. It's like from the seas to the skies.
There you go.
Yep. So yeah, and I'll be there if at all possible. I don't know what time of day you're doing it, but
5 p.m. Eastern. If it's a little early for you, I'll be at work for a while.
I'll be at work, but I'll pop in during my break and say hi at least, and watch the whole thing after. But yeah, guys, this was a lot of fun. It was super easy too because we didn't, all we had to do was give stuff away and talk about what they wanted to talk about. But yeah, looking forward to next week. Looking forward to the next, to the future of Here Be Dragons, and to continuing to grow our little community of lovely human beings. But that's all I've got. John, Nessie, any final thoughts about 100 episodes?
Just thank you guys for all the support and love that you've given us. You've been great fans and friends, most of all, friends first and family. And just thank you for a great 100 episodes. And we'll be here for the next 100 and the 100 after that.
Yep.
Yeah, I just want to say it's startling to think like where we're at. I still remember like when you first Stephen, when you first told me to like hang out in the chat for one of the streams, and I can say this now, I'm not gonna lie, there was like a little thing in my head that was like, I wonder if there'd ever be any excuse for why I could maybe guest myself at some point on the channel. Could would there be any reason to make that happen? And I'm like, oh, don't get that arrogant, John. And then you invited me on, and then you asked me to be a host and a co-host, and now here I am, and here we all are, and
right.
It's just
dragons.
Yeah, it's just amazing the journey that we've all been on together.
And it's been a fantastic one. And you know, as much as it's us, we three, it's also like we've had some incredible guests over these 100 episodes.
Oh
And
my God, we've been so blessed.
We've had some incredible friends made through the course of these 100 episodes, many of whom are in the chat right now. And we see them all the time in our Slack throughout the week. So yeah, I'm just going to say the same thing. Like, thanks to John and thanks to Nessie for making it awesome. You know, I mean, it was good before, but you guys made it awesome.
We leveled up, man. We leveled up.
So yeah, but I think that's it, y'all. I think it's time for me to run to the restroom, put some food in myself, and then pop in on Zoom. Again, I'll say it one last time because I always, you know, our Slack group is the thing that kept a lot of us sane through COVID, because it was our social outlet. If you want to join, you just need to send us a yes, Aaron. We do have incredible chatters.
Yes, the chat is just always on fire. You know, you guys make this just as much fun as anything else. So, I mean, I love being in the chat with, you know, when I'm watching other streamers, and I know how much fun that is, and just that's right up there.
Yeah, exactly. So if you want to, join our Slack group. Send me an email at we3dragons@gmail.com. And then I'll be on Zoom, on our never-ending Zoom here in probably about 15 minutes. Just got to go to the restroom and eat a little something first. So yeah, I'll see you all there, and I'll see you all next week, and hopefully in the chat section of John's premiere and Nessie's live stream. But until then, y'all know what it is. Peace, and be excellent to each other.